Pennsylvania's state system of higher education. 14 universities, infinite opportunities.
Hi, I'm Chancellor Karen Whitney. Today we're going to be talking about student success. I'm joined today on that topic by a group of terrific panelists, and let me go ahead and introduce you to them. Today we're joined with Drew Johnson, a 2016 Bachelor of Arts in Public Communication and Advocacy graduate of East Stroudsburg University. Drew, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Hey, and we're also joined today by Justin Leader, a 2005 Bachelor of Science in Biology and 2007 Master of Science in Exercise Science graduate of California University. Nice to see you, Justin.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You bet. And Stephanie Franks-Helwich, the Dean of Graduate Admissions and Global Online at California University. She's also a 2003 Master of Arts in Social Science graduate of CalU as well. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, welcome you guys. Hey, let me start off with you, Justin. Tell us a little more about yourself.
So, I am Vice President of Business Development for a firm here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, benefit design specialist. But if you rewind back, I'm an adopted kid from Bedford, Pennsylvania, who just happened to visit California University, and I ended up loving it, enjoying it, getting my undergrad there, and I was easily convinced to stay for another 2 years for a master's degree.
Wow.
But pleasure to be here today.
Well, great. Good to hear it. And Drew, tell us about you.
Well, let's see. My name is Drew Johnson. I'm a recent graduate of East Stroudsburg University. I currently live and work in Philadelphia as a paralegal at the District Attorney's Office in the city. Been there for about a year and a half now. I got hired just out of graduation. I'm able to work with juveniles in the city, help out with prevention tactics, get them on the straight and narrow. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Wow, that's important work. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you, Stephanie, talk to us about the work that you're doing at CalU.
Well, California University of Pennsylvania has been offering online program offerings for more than a decade, and our online program platform has provided alternative pathways for the non-traditional adult learner who is trying to balance and juggle school, work, obstacles that typically stand in the way of individuals achieving their education. So we've developed our online program suite around high priority occupation and workforce demands in an effort to forge new and alternative accelerated pathways to workforce entry, enhancement, and career advancement opportunities. And we're very excited about an initiative that we launched back in December of 2015 called Finish Line Degree Completion. And that initiative was stimulated by the Lumina Foundation's goal of 2020-25. And it took a look at the 1.2 million Pennsylvania residents who have some credits but no degree, and assisted them in attaining their degree in a more expedient, accelerated way with a number of support mechanisms that we were able to put in place. And since that launch, we actually have awarded more than 82 degrees in the Finish Line Degree Completion Initiative. So we're very excited about that opportunity to help our students advance their education.
That's very exciting. It's terrific to hear when we're organizing ourselves in ways where we can meet students where they need us. So thank you guys very much. Well, now we're going to take a quick break and go visit Westchester University.
I'm Tony Wheeler. I'm the Dean of the College of Business and Public Management at Westchester University. The Business and Public Management Center here at Westchester University is the premier facility on campus. You could go anywhere in the country and not find a better facility than we have here on campus right now. And that goes from the construction and design of the building to the technology that we have, to the way we utilize the space. But from every indication we have from top to bottom, this facility, this building is elite. So we have 7 different departments that we house in the College of Business and Public Management. So within our college, when we have these different disciplines, we had to come up with a space that could meet the needs of all of these different disciplines. We have a couple of different types of classrooms that would facilitate different types of learning. Again, our model here is we want the student at the center of learning. We have our traditional stadium seating style where students are focusing on something at the front of the room. We also have hybrid classrooms where at first glance it might look like it's a stadium style seating, but what you'll see in some of the rows is circular tables where the students can move from traditional stadium style to then breakout space. So we don't have to have students moving chairs or going into different rooms for breakout, the students actually can get the breakout space embedded in the class. One of the new technologies that the building incorporates is Ramcast. So the students can actually remotely plug in, so through Wi-Fi, they can actually connect to a screen. And the faculty member then, as he or she is teaching the class, can have their own computer synced with a monitor, but then call up each student's monitor. So what that does is it enables a lot of flexibility, and it enables our students to become more adaptable to what they need to demonstrate in terms of competencies or what they're learning or what's being asked of them. I think every person who comes through this college, whether it's a student, whether it's a faculty member, or whether it's a visitor, the two things I think that they're going to walk away with, one is collaboration. This building is designed and built to facilitate and foster collaboration. So when our students leave here, they'll understand that it's not just about what they know, it's about how what they know plugs into a larger group of people to create something bigger than just themselves. So primarily, I think our students will all walk away with that. But the second thing is, again, this idea of critical thinking. The collaboration enables students to develop their critical thinking skills. So the space in and of itself creates an environment where our students will walk out of here better collaborators and better critical thinkers.
Welcome back. We're talking about student success today. Drew, I'm going to start with you. What are some of the opportunities you had at ESU, and how did they help you become a successful student and graduate?
Let's see. I got involved very quickly at ESU. My second semester, freshman year, I got hired as a campus tour guide, and that kind of really influenced my trajectory at the campus. And from there, student leadership was kind of the way for me. I was able to really advertise and market this university as a place that is good for me, but also good for others as well. And for me, that was really empowering. From there, I transferred over to being a orientation leader, and I was a part of new student programs, which again, just further helped me build a good rapport with my incoming students and classmates. I provided them, I would say, with a familiar face, and that they were able to see us, as campus tour guides, and they come back on, oh yeah, like that's a friend, that's a campus friend to have. And then I ended my tenure at ESU as Student Senate President, and I was a part of student government for 2 years as well. And I would say that kind of just, fueled visibility in a way. The nature of our campuses in general is that they're small and that they feel more like family than anything else. So to be a prominent student on campus and then to still share the same spaces as my colleagues really made me really made me feel accountable for the information that I gave to them, and really fueled my drive to continue really to lead in that way.
So. Sounds like you were very involved, and it was a big part of your success in graduation.
Big time, no doubt.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
Hey, let me ask Stephanie, what are some of the opportunities students have in graduate and global online programs at Cal to be involved?
Well, our global reach enables students to study from anywhere, anytime, and we still are able to afford them the same quality education as our campus-based students. So whether you choose to study online or whether you choose to study on campus, those students still have the same desire for outcomes, They want to understand how much it's going to cost. They want to understand how long it's going to take them to complete the program. And they want to know, if I do complete these programs, am I going to be able to find gainful employment in a field that I love and enjoy? What we've been able to do in offering both online and on-campus platforms is to bring students from all walks of life, from 50 states and 10 countries, where we've graduated students. And then we offer a program suite of more than 75 programs that, again, were built around industry relevant jobs that individuals can find gainful employment upon graduation. Some of those programs are very unique in nature, like our Arabic Studies programs, others in industries like business, healthcare, and education, and the ever so important STEM-related industry fields.
Oh, sure. Wow, that's very exciting. Thank you. Hey, Justin, tell us about your experiences at Cal.
So I look back at Cal U with a lot of nostalgia for a number of reasons. Coming from a very small town and stepping onto that university, I think I essentially found two things. I found a home and a permanent family in a lot of ways. I, much like Drew, got involved with the university very early on as a resident assistant, later on becoming a community assistant, and then being a GA throughout my master's degree. But when I think back to my experience at Cal, it's the relationships, it's the structure, and it's that family that was provided to me that ultimately I lacked in my childhood. So it was a wonderful experience.
That's terrific, and it really helped you and to graduate, and it sounds like and beyond. So well done.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, well, now let's go ahead and take a quick break and head on out to Shippensburg University.
This circuit board actually is one that was made here.
We have software engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and we're working on civil.
There's a lot of technology here that the students have access to. It's one of the unique aspects of our program.
It's an affordable engineering program that is of high quality.
Well, the students are just excited to see, state-of-the-art technology. It's just absolutely crucial for students to be able to see how this works and be able to take that experience when they transition into a job, so that when they graduate, they'll be actually able to lead the way in whatever company they go to.
I want to change it too.
And change that 10 seconds to like 2 seconds.
But it's not until you get to sit down and you have your hands on with the material, you see what goes wrong and how to fix it, and oh, I didn't expect this, but we can fix it this way. It's priceless.
They love it. The big thing is answering the question of like, what if? Or, what if we did this? Or what could I do? And what can I make? It's just the limit of their creativity. And that's really exciting.
That prepares them so that they can go out and do internships and projects with companies that we're partnered with. But we have a pretty strong relationship with Volvo.
So we're working on a compactor that is going to use electric motors to increase the productivity of the compaction.
So those relationships that we have with industry help our faculty stay up to date, keep our courseware up to date, so that our students are ready to go.
Been 13.
But this is sort of the next step in that. We're looking at, we understand the theory of operation of these devices in isolation. How do we put them into a bigger system?
That made it worse, so we're going to change it back and see if it actually...
And getting to troubleshoot those sorts of issues, those integration issues, is different and challenging and exciting.
Our students are behaving as real engineers while they are students.
And 3 and 4 is what we're going to change.
To see sort of these systems and to be able to derive knowledge from these people who've been working on these things in particular for a decade or more is enlightening.
Those students come back from the internship and have stories, and they enrich the classes that we have.
This would still be at 5 volts because you're on the 5 volt rail side of the
It's priceless. Just having that sort of real world experience before the real world just makes it that much better.
The students who graduate from our programs get jobs.
Just being able to walk in and say, oh, well, I've had experience hitting these roadblocks, here's how I got over them. I mean, you're ready to go.
Because they are ready to work, and there are employers who come back to us every year because they know the students who graduate from our programs will be ready to do the job.
Welcome back. We're here to talk about student success. So Justin, how did your time at Cal U help you grow in your career?
So I've thought about this from a lot of different angles as I've gone into my career. The educational component of any university is obviously the foundation of why you're there, right? The experience with Cal U in general, and then my experience as an RA and meeting with other state schools, I found kind of one underlying commonality. And it was a structure and those relationship tools that helped me succeed above and beyond the education that was provided to me. So if you look at me, my undergrad was biology pre-medicine. I have a master's degree in exercise science, and I'm a healthcare consultant to employers. So while I take parts of my education and apply it in my professional world, it's really the network that I built. It's the community that was involved with me and my well-being and my life, as well as the people at the university in, for example, student government or student affairs that believed in me and why I was there, that helped me to propel into my career. And honestly, I don't think I could have got that at any other university.
Wow, that's terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Drew, what was it like for you transitioning into the workforce, given the opportunities that you had at ESU?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what Justin was saying, I think that the community and the network piece really propelled me to new heights that I wouldn't have gotten at any other place for sure. For me, just being so involved, I had to constantly remind myself and my colleagues, remember your purpose, forget your position. And it started to kind of become a mantra of sorts. And walking into interviews right out of college, the things that people would bring up, interviewers would say, it would have a lot to do with like my award section in my resume. And it's the one place that I hardly ever really pay much attention to or really have stories or anecdotes to share about. I walk into the DA's office and the hiring manager says, "So tell me about this Male Feminist of the Year award that you received." and I said, I didn't even know that, that would have been notable, really. But to know that I went to a school that allowed me to make that kind of mark and then to be recognized by my peers in that way too, really it really does share and show that story about what ESU did for me.
Sure.
For sure.
Well, they really prepared you. That's terrific.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Hey, Stephanie, what is the support structure like for students at Cal U?
Well, it's very exciting to see and hear the responses from both Justin and Drew in relation to their experiences, because their experiences are truly what we hope to accomplish and provide as far as support is concerned. We pride ourselves in the commitment that we make to our students and helping them every step of the way throughout the process to help them acquire their education, and that's everything from inquiry to graduation and beyond. And our goal is to help them remove all those obstacles that typically would stand in the way of them achieving their education. So we want to take that off of their plate so that they can focus on their primary reason for being there, and that reason is so that they can attain their degree.
Wow, that's pretty exciting. Wow. Well, I think at this point, let's go ahead and we'll take a quick break and visit Lock Haven University.
I completed an internship at Geisinger Corporate Communications. I was in charge of writing press releases, newsletters, working with the editing team, and they wanted to really have me focus around all of the different aspects of what they had to offer.
I interned in the Pennsylvania State Senate for State Senator Joseph Scarnati. I had an incredible opportunity to network with some of the top legislators in the state. I also worked on a couple projects for the Chief of Staff, as well as one of the budget specialists in the office, since it was budget time.
Students spend their whole lives, 18 years of their lives, feeling like they're a vessel waiting to be filled with the knowledge that their teachers and coaches give them. And the internship provides a transition where they take that knowledge and begin to understand that they're really in control, because they step into an actual workplace and they get to put into practice all of the things that they have actually learned in school.
Working with not only our office with our Career and Internship Navigator, along with faculty, to identify the internship of interest to that student, and really being able to articulate what they're learning in the classroom and then how that translates into the workforce, because the employers are looking for career competencies.
Through my interview, they realized that I knew a lot of things from Lock Haven, and they figured that, I was very knowledgeable in the communications aspect. And so they basically said, here's a project, what do you think, Erin?
Reflection is very important in an internship. Typically, what a professor would want to do is get the student to think about how the work they did at the internship is a reflection of what they learned in school.
Dr. Berard is my advisor in the political science department, and we talked probably once a week during my internship.
A lot of students don't realize that about 60% of the new hires at any given organization in 1 year will be drawn out of the internship program.
The experience at Geisinger helped shape my plan for graduation because they actually told me to come back when I graduated, first of all, because I was such, I acted like a leader in the Geisinger community, and my work was very well performed.
Before my internship, I had kind of always planned on just going straight to law school. The internship really opened up my eyes to legislative work. I really would love to go back to the Senate and serve as a staffer for a little while and then hopefully go to law school later on.
The university is very intentional in creating or facilitating the students' personal and professional growth, preparing students for what they're learning in the classroom and articulating that into the real-world experience. So it's really a university initiative.
Welcome back. We're talking about student success at our 14 state universities. Hey Justin, what advice would you give working professionals who are thinking about going to university or going back to the college?
It's a great question because I'm in a position now where I'm seeking more education. Looking back, getting a master's was the right thing for me to do at the time, but as I go into my career, I think we all hit a point where we say, is there more that I can be doing? Am I honing my skills? And let's be honest, when you're 18 or 22 or 24, sometimes you don't really know what you want to do with the rest of your life. Heck, I'm going to be 35. I still don't know some days. But ultimately, one thing that I firmly believe is if you're not refining your skill set or you're not seeking some form of outside education, then you're shrinking, you're not growing. And that personal growth and development is important to me. So my advice for anybody that's looking to further their education is to do it. Much like going to the gym. We make excuses as to why we don't have enough time, but as long as you have the resources or the ability to take out student loans, it's only going to help you, and it help you advance your career and ultimately provide for your family.
Sure, I can see that. That's absolutely true. Hey Drew, what advice would you have for students who would be starting their college career this fall?
Okay. To the incoming class of, what is that, 2022?
2022.
That's my baby sister. All right, I have a baby sister. She's Logan. She's a senior in high school right now. And what I would tell her and her colleagues is to take full advantage of each and every opportunity that crosses your path, but also be reminded to keep the main thing the main thing. Just as Stephanie, mentioned earlier, the degree is the reason why you're there. So just keep that in the back of your mind, but don't shy away from newness, from diversity, from things that seem foreign to you. That's where I made the most memories for sure.
When you least expect it, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey Stephanie, why should students take advantage of online programs offered at our universities?
Well,
What's your pitch?
It's certainly an exciting time for our universities in that I think that the students have an opportunity to study at a state system school, and in that state system network of schools, they can receive a quality education at an affordable cost in a variety of high demand fields that we've made available to them to enter the workforce sooner and to come out with less debt. I think those are some of the most important things that students are looking at when they're looking at choosing a school. And if they can choose a school based on those factors, and we're able to provide those factors to them in a network of schools throughout the state system, I think that they should take a look and let our student outcomes speak for themselves. Success of our students is most important.
So if you had to sum it up and give your sister or your best friend or neighbor advice on the one thing to do to be successful in college, what would it be?
Ooh, number one?
Number one.
My goodness. Stay focused.
Okay. Justin?
Keep an open mind and an open heart.
Stephanie?
Never stop learning. Ask questions.
I love that. Yes, good. And be involved. Be very, very involved. I think the thing you've told me today is the more you put into your college education, the more it'll give back to you. Wouldn't you say that's the case? I mean, you've all talked about being very involved and being very active and how it's contributed to your success today. Well, please know that you all are very successful and we're very proud of you, and thank you for being here today. And thank you all for taking the time to listen and learn more about our 14 universities.
Come back next week to learn more of the infinite opportunities at the state system's 14 universities, or visit us online